Hello, friends. If you're curious about the movie Kraven the Hunter, 2024, you're in the perfect place. Don't forget to give this video a quick like, it really helps us out. And if you're new here, hit subscribe to stay updated on all the latest movie deep dives. Let's jump right in. In the wild world of Marvel's Cinematic Universe, 2024 brings us one of the most anticipated anti-hero films yet, Kraven the Hunter. This movie dives into the primal instincts and unrelenting determination of one of Spider-Man's most complex foes, offering fans a gritty and visceral addition to the superhero genre. Directed by J.C. Chandor and featuring Aaron Taylor Johnson in the titular role, this film promises to take viewers on a raw, action-packed journey filled with moral dilemmas, family betrayals, and the all-encompassing hunger for vengeance. As the first standalone movie centered around Sergei Kravinoff, better known as Kraven, audiences are introduced to a darker, animalistic character whose motivations stem not from saving the world but from his relentless obsession with proving his dominance as the ultimate predator. The film reimagines the boundaries of heroism and villainy, blurring the lines between survival and savagery. The story begins with Sergei's upbringing, a tale steeped in tragedy, power struggles, and an environment that breeds survivalists. Born into a wealthy Russian family but raised under the brutal tutelage of his father, Sergei learns that only the strong survive. This ruthless philosophy shapes his worldview as he trains to become a master tracker and hunter. However, the film doesn't just stick to Kraven's origin story. It cleverly integrates his journey into a larger conflict involving his family and the shadowy corporations pulling the strings behind the scenes. The opening scenes draw viewers in with a flashback of a young Sergei, wide-eyed and vulnerable, following his father into the wilderness. What begins as an innocent hunting trip soon turns dark as his father uses the opportunity to instill his brutal ideology, pushing Sergei to fend for himself against nature's fiercest predators. These moments, tinged with a mix of fear and awe, set the tone for the emotional depth the film offers alongside its adrenaline-fueled action. Fast forward to the present, and Sergei has become a man feared by both beasts and men. Known for his unmatched hunting skills, he takes on challenges that most would consider impossible, from tracking elusive prey in unforgiving terrains to taking down criminals who have eluded authorities. But beneath his hardened exterior lies a man grappling with his identity. Is he truly the predator, or has he become prey to his own unquenchable thirst for supremacy? The narrative takes a sharp turn when Sergei discovers that his father, the man who shaped him into the predator he is today, has been hiding secrets. These revelations set the stage for a Shakespearean clash of loyalties and betrayals. Sergei finds himself torn between confronting his father's legacy and forging his own path, one that may lead to redemption or destruction. One of the film's most thrilling aspects is its incorporation of other Marvel elements, hinting at Kraven's larger role within the universe. While Spider-Man doesn't make an appearance, his presence is felt through subtle references and Easter eggs. The film masterfully teases Kraven's eventual clash with the web-slinger, giving fans plenty to speculate about for future installments. The action sequences are as primal and intense as Kraven himself. Whether he's leaping through dense jungles to take down a wild animal or engaging in hand-to-hand combat with mercenaries, every scene pulsates with energy. But these moments aren't just about spectacle, they're deeply intertwined with Sergei's character development. Each battle he fights reflects an inner struggle, forcing him to confront his fears, doubts, and the ghosts of his past. In addition to its pulse-pounding action, Kraven the Hunter delves into themes of legacy, morality, and the price of power. Sergei's journey isn't just about becoming the ultimate predator, it's about understanding the true cost of his choices. As he grapples with the weight of his family's expectations and his own moral compass, viewers are left questioning whether Kraven is truly a villain or simply a man trying to find his place in a chaotic world. One of the most exciting twists in the movie comes when Sergei uncovers a conspiracy involving his father and a powerful organization intent on exploiting the natural world for profit. This discovery sets the stage for an explosive final act, where Kraven must decide whether to uphold his father's brutal legacy or take a stand against the very ideologies that shaped him. The tension builds to a fever pitch as Sergei faces off against his father in a battle that is as much psychological as it is physical. But the film doesn't stop there. Just when viewers think they've seen it all, Kraven the Hunter delivers a jaw-dropping post-credit scene that hints at Sergei's next move. Without giving too much away, let's just say that fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe will be left buzzing with excitement about the possibilities this character brings to the table. With its compelling story, visceral action, and nuanced exploration of its central character, Kraven the Hunter is more than just another superhero movie. It's a bold reimagining of what it means to be a hero in a world where survival often comes at the cost of humanity. If you're a fan of morally complex characters and high-stakes drama, this is one film you won't want to miss. The story of Kraven the Hunter opens with a gripping intensity, thrusting viewers into a world where survival isn't a choice but a necessity. The film begins with a young Sergei Kravenov, whose childhood is marked by the relentless discipline of his father, Nikolai, a powerful and unyielding man who believes in the supremacy of strength. Sergei's life is anything but ordinary, and from the very first scene, we are plunged into the unforgiving wilderness that will shape him into the man he becomes. A flashback sets the tone. We see a young Sergei trekking through a dense, almost primordial jungle, struggling to keep up with Nikolai. It's not just a father-son hunting trip, it's a brutal test. Nikolai leaves Sergei alone in the wilderness, telling him that survival means embracing his instincts and conquering fear. Sergei's journey through the night, surrounded by the sounds of predators, is harrowing. A close encounter with a lion leaves the boy shaken but alive. It's a baptism by fire, and this early ordeal cements his belief that strength is everything. Fast forward to the present, and Sergei has become a man of legend. Known as Kraven, he's a hunter without equal, a master tracker who thrives in the harshest environments. The film wastes no time showcasing his prowess. In one breathtaking sequence, Sergei is tracking a rogue lion in the African savanna. The cinematography captures every detail, from the golden hues of the grasslands to the tension in Sergei's movements. The scene builds to a climactic moment where Sergei, armed only with a spear, faces off against the lion. It's not just a battle of strength but one of respect and understanding between predator and prey. This victorious hunt is interrupted when Sergei receives an unexpected message. His father, Nikolai, wants to see him. The call drags Sergei back to the one place he vowed never to return, his family estate. The reunion is anything but warm. Nikolai, now an aging but still domineering figure, expresses disappointment in Sergei. He chastises him for wasting his potential on small-scale hunts and reveals a much grander vision for him. Nikolai introduces Sergei to a mysterious organization that he has been secretly aligned with for years, one that exploits the natural world for profit and power. The tension between father and son is palpable, but Sergei is drawn into the orbit of this organization despite his reservations. As Sergei begins to uncover their plans, he's both repulsed and intrigued. The group has access to advanced technology and resources that could elevate his abilities as a hunter. However, their methods, poaching endangered species, destroying ecosystems, and using humans as expendable pawns, go against Sergei's own code of respect for the natural order. Amid these revelations, Sergei's loyalty to his family is further tested by the presence of his half-brother, Alexei. Unlike Sergei, Alexei has embraced their father's worldview entirely, becoming a ruthless enforcer for the organization. The dynamic between the brothers is fraught with unresolved resentment and jealousy. While Sergei earned Nikolai's respect through sheer survival, Alexei has spent his life trying to live up to an impossible standard. Their interactions crackle with unspoken tension, and it's clear that their rivalry is about to explode. The film takes a sharp turn when Sergei is introduced to an enigmatic scientist working for the organization. She reveals an experimental serum that can enhance human abilities by mimicking the traits of apex predators. Sergei, initially skeptical, finds himself reluctantly drawn to the idea. He undergoes a harrowing transformation, his senses sharpening to an almost inhuman level. The process is both exhilarating and terrifying, and the film does an excellent job of portraying the physical and emotional toll it takes on Sergei. But the serum's effects come with a price. Sergei begins experiencing vivid, almost hallucinatory visions of his past hunts, as well as haunting memories of his childhood. These sequences are masterfully executed, blending reality and illusion to give viewers a glimpse into Sergei's psyche. The film asks a poignant question. Is Sergei still human, or is he becoming the very predator he once hunted? Amid this internal struggle, Sergei uncovers a dark secret about the organization. They are not just exploiting nature, they are manufacturing chaos. By disrupting ecosystems and creating artificial crises, they aim to destabilize governments and profit from the fallout. Sergei's disillusionment reaches its peak when he learns that his father has been a key architect of these schemes. Nikolai's justification? Power is all that matters, and morality is a weakness. As Sergei grapples with this revelation, the film ramps up its intensity. A mission is set in motion. The organization plans to hunt and capture a mythical creature believed to exist in a remote jungle. Sergei, despite his growing distrust, is coerced into leading the expedition. The team includes Alexei, whose antagonism toward Sergei simmers just below the surface, and a group of mercenaries whose motivations are as murky as the jungle they are about to enter. The expedition is a visual spectacle, with the jungle depicted as both a place of stunning beauty and lurking danger. The film's attention to detail is extraordinary, immersing viewers in an environment teeming with life and death at every turn. Sergei's heightened senses allow him to navigate the terrain with precision, but the journey is far from smooth. The group encounters traps, territorial wildlife, and the growing mistrust among its members. As the group ventures deeper, Sergei begins to piece together the real reason for the hunt. The mythical creature is not just a prize, it's part of a larger experiment, one that could tip the balance of power in the organization's favor. Sergei's moral conflict deepens as he realizes that his father and the organization are willing to sacrifice everything, including human lives, to achieve their goals. The first half of Kraven the Hunter is a masterclass in building tension and complexity. By the time the expedition reaches its destination, Sergei is at a crossroads, torn between his loyalty to his family and his growing sense of justice. The stage is set for an explosive confrontation, and the jungle secrets are about to be revealed in ways that will change Sergei's life forever. As the expedition ventures deeper into the jungle, the tension among the group reaches a boiling point. Sergei's heightened senses pick up on the subtle shifts in behavior among the mercenaries and Alexei, who seem to be keeping secrets of their own. The mythical creature they are hunting looms over every decision, its presence more like a legend come to life than an actual beast. The jungle itself begins to feel alive, almost as if it is protecting the secrets buried within its depths. The journey grows more perilous as the team encounters increasingly elaborate traps, some clearly man-made, others seemingly ancient. One particularly harrowing sequence involves a narrow ravine filled with toxic vines that emit hallucinogenic spores. While Sergei guides most of the team through safely, one of the mercenaries falls victim to the spores, triggering a chain reaction of paranoia and violence. This incident not only showcases the jungle's deadly unpredictability but also reveals the cracks in the group's unity. Sergei starts piecing together the truth. The mythical creature isn't just a beast but something far more extraordinary, a hybrid engineered by the organization in secret experiments. It was created to be the ultimate predator, but it escaped into the wild, thriving in the uncharted jungle. Nikolai and the organization's higher-ups see it as both a threat to their power and a golden opportunity to perfect their research. Sergei's disillusionment grows as he realizes the extent of his father's betrayal, not just of nature but of humanity itself. The deeper they go, the more the jungle seems to retaliate. A key turning point comes when the group is ambushed by a pack of wild animals, seemingly coordinated by the very creature they are hunting. The attack is chaotic, brutal, and visually stunning, with Sergei stepping up to save several of the group members despite their mistrust of him. However, this act of heroism further isolates him from Alexei, who sees it as a sign of weakness. In the aftermath of the ambush, the expedition stumbles upon the ruins of an ancient civilization deep in the heart of the jungle. These ruins hold clues about the mythical creature's origins. Sergei uncovers carvings that depict a balance between humans and nature, a stark contrast to the organization's exploitative philosophy. The climax begins when the group finally locates the mythical creature's lair. The creature itself is revealed in a breathtaking sequence that blends awe and terror. It is a magnificent yet terrifying hybrid of predator species, with traits that make it nearly unstoppable. The creature doesn't attack immediately. Instead, it watches, studying the group with an intelligence that unnerves even Sergei. In a shocking twist, it is revealed that Nikolai orchestrated the entire expedition not to capture the creature but to eliminate Sergei. He saw his son's independence and moral compass as threats to his legacy. The mercenaries, Alexei included, were briefed on a secondary mission, to ensure Sergei didn't return. This betrayal shatters Sergei, but it also solidifies his resolve. The final act is a relentless, high-stakes battle between Sergei and the creature, with the jungle itself becoming a dynamic player in the confrontation. Sergei's heightened senses and knowledge of the environment give him an edge, but the creature's sheer power and cunning make it a formidable opponent. Meanwhile, Alexei and the remaining mercenaries face their own reckoning as the jungle claims its due, one by one. In a heartbreaking and cathartic moment, Sergei spares the creature, recognizing it as a victim of his father's ambition rather than a monster. This decision marks Sergei's ultimate rejection of his father's ideology and a powerful embrace of his own moral code. However, the moment is cut short when Alexei, consumed by jealousy and rage, attempts to kill Sergei. The ensuing confrontation between the brothers is emotionally charged, blending years of unresolved pain with the immediate danger of their circumstances. The film's climax delivers a devastating yet poetic resolution. Alexei, in his final moments, realizes the depth of their father's manipulation and expresses regret. The brothers share a brief, poignant connection before Alexei succumbs to his wounds. Sergei, battered and emotionally drained, emerges as the sole survivor of the expedition. In the final scenes, Sergei returns to confront Nikolai, not with violence but with the truth. He exposes the organization's corruption and his father's betrayal, sparking a chain of events that dismantles the organization's power. Nikolai, stripped of his influence, is left a shadow of the man he once was. The film ends with Sergei back in the jungle, not as a hunter but as a guardian. The mythical creature, now free, is glimpsed one last time, a symbol of the balance Sergei has vowed to protect. The jungle, once a battleground, is now a sanctuary, and Sergei's journey comes full circle. Kraven the Hunter concludes with a powerful message. True strength lies not in domination but in harmony. The film leaves viewers with a sense of awe and reflection, a fitting end to a story that explored the primal forces of nature, the complexities of family, and the resilience of the human spirit. The characters in Kraven the Hunter, 2024, form the backbone of this intense and emotionally charged narrative. Each one is crafted with a level of depth and complexity that transforms the movie from a simple action thriller into a layered exploration of morality, loyalty, and personal growth. Let's delve into these characters, their journeys, and what makes them stand out in this adrenaline-fueled tale. Sergei Kravenov, the reluctant hunter. At the heart of the story is Sergei Kravenov, a man caught between two worlds, the brutal expectations of his family legacy and his innate yearning for a higher purpose. Sergei is introduced as a skilled and instinctive hunter, possessing heightened senses and unmatched physical prowess. Yet, beneath the surface lies a conflicted soul, one grappling with the moral implications of his father's empire and his own role within it. Sergei's journey is deeply personal. His initial hesitation to participate in the mission highlights his reluctance to blindly follow his father's orders. As the story unfolds, his evolution is marked by his growing disillusionment with his family's exploitation of nature and humanity alike. Despite his physical dominance, Sergei's greatest strength is his capacity for empathy. This trait sets him apart, especially in his interactions with the jungle, its creatures, and eventually, the mythical predator. The complexity of Sergei's character is further revealed through his relationships. His bond with his brother Alexei is fraught with tension, jealousy, and unresolved pain. Their dynamic adds an emotional layer to the story, as Sergei struggles to reconcile his love for Alexei with the betrayal and rivalry that threaten to consume them both. By the film's conclusion, Sergei emerges as a symbol of redemption and resilience, having chosen to forge his own path rather than succumb to his father's oppressive influence. Alexei Kravenov, the jealous brother. Alexei serves as both a foil and an antagonist to Sergei. While he shares his brother's exceptional physical abilities, Alexei's motivations are driven by insecurity and a desperate need for validation. He is the quintessential younger sibling striving to step out of Sergei's shadow, yet his quest for recognition leads him down a darker path. Alexei's loyalty to their father, Nikolai, is both his greatest flaw and his most tragic trait. Blinded by his desire to gain Nikolai's approval, Alexei willingly becomes a pawn in his father's manipulative games. His actions throughout the story reveal a man torn between familial duty and his own simmering resentment toward Sergei. The jealousy he harbors festers into bitterness, culminating in a confrontation that is as emotionally charged as it is tragic. Despite his antagonistic role, Alexei is not devoid of humanity. His moments of vulnerability, particularly in the climactic scenes, reveal a man struggling to come to terms with his father's betrayal and his own choices. In his final moments, Alexei's recognition of Sergei's integrity and his regret over their fractured bond provide a poignant resolution to his arc. Alexei's character serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the destructive power of envy and the importance of forging one's own identity. Nikolai Kravenov, the manipulative patriarch. Nikolai Kravenov looms over the narrative as a shadowy and controlling figure. As the patriarch of the Kravenov family and the head of a powerful organization, Nikolai represents the ruthless pursuit of power and dominance. His philosophy is rooted in the belief that strength lies in control, whether it be over nature, people, or his own sons. Nikolai's relationship with Sergei and Alexei is defined by manipulation and favoritism. While he sees Sergei as a potential heir, his respect is tinged with distrust, knowing Sergei's moral compass could jeopardize his empire. Conversely, Nikolai exploits Alexei's insecurities, using him as a tool to maintain his dominance. This dynamic creates a toxic family environment, one that ultimately leads to the unraveling of their bonds. Despite his cold demeanor, Nikolai is not portrayed as a one-dimensional villain. His moments of introspection, though rare, hint at a man shaped by his own upbringing and a warped sense of duty. Nikolai's downfall is emblematic of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the cost of sacrificing humanity for power. His eventual loss of influence serves as a stark contrast to Sergei's rise, highlighting the thematic core of the film. The true strength lies in harmony, not control. The mythical creature, a symbol of nature's resilience. Though not a traditional character, the mythical predator serves as a powerful presence in the film. This hybrid creature, a product of human experimentation, embodies the consequences of tampering with nature. It is both a victim and a force of reckoning, representing the jungle's defiance against exploitation. The creature's intelligence and adaptability make it a formidable opponent, but its portrayal transcends the typical monster archetype. Its interactions with Sergei reveal an underlying connection between the hunter and the hunted, emphasizing themes of respect and balance. By sparing the creature in the climactic battle, Sergei recognizes its role as a symbol of resilience and the importance of coexistence. Supporting characters, the mercenaries and the team. The mercenaries accompanying the expedition serve as a reflection of the broader themes of loyalty, greed, and survival. Each character, though secondary, adds texture to the narrative. From the hardened leader who questions Nikolai's motives to the reckless recruit who succumbs to the jungle's dangers, these characters highlight the human cost of the Kravenov family's ambitions. One standout among the supporting cast is a scientist recruited for the mission. Initially portrayed as a pragmatic and detached figure, their gradual alignment with Sergei's perspective adds depth to the story. Their insights into the creature's origins and their eventual defiance of Nikolai's orders underscore the moral dilemmas at the heart of the film. The jungle, a character in its own right. The jungle, with its dense foliage, treacherous terrain, and hidden dangers, functions as more than just a setting. It is a living, breathing entity that shapes the characters' journeys. The jungle's traps and challenges force the group to confront their fears and weaknesses, acting as a crucible that tests their resolve. For Sergei, the jungle becomes a teacher, guiding him toward a deeper understanding of his role as both hunter and protector. For Alexei and the mercenaries, it is an adversary that exposes their vulnerabilities. The jungle's duality, as both a place of peril and sanctuary, mirrors the film's exploration of humanity's relationship with nature. Character relationships, a web of conflict and connection. The interplay between the characters is central to the story's emotional impact. Sergei and Alexei's sibling rivalry is layered with moments of camaraderie and betrayal, creating a dynamic that keeps the audience invested. Nikolai's manipulation of both sons adds a Shakespearean quality to their family drama, with themes of loyalty, ambition, and redemption at its core. The supporting character's interactions with Sergei further highlight his leadership qualities and his ability to inspire trust, even among skeptics. These relationships enrich the narrative, providing moments of tension, humor, and heartbreak. Themes and character growth. The characters in Kraven the Hunter are vehicles for the film's overarching themes. Sergei's journey reflects the struggle to reconcile strength with compassion, while Alexei's downfall underscores the dangers of seeking validation at any cost. Nikolai's manipulation serves as a critique of unchecked ambition, and the mythical creature symbolizes the resilience of nature in the face of human exploitation. By the film's conclusion, each character has undergone significant growth, or, in some cases, succumbed to their flaws. Sergei's transformation from reluctant hunter to guardian of balance is particularly impactful, leaving the audience with a sense of hope and introspection. The characters of Kraven the Hunter are as wild and unpredictable as the jungle they navigate. Their journeys, conflicts, and connections form the beating heart of the film, ensuring it resonates long after the credits roll. Through their struggles and triumphs, the movie delivers a compelling exploration of what it means to be truly human. The creation of Kraven the Hunter, 2024, was as wild and unpredictable as the story it tells. The production process brimmed with fascinating behind-the-scenes stories, unusual occurrences, and intriguing trivia that added layers of character to the movie even before it hit the big screen. These tidbits not only highlight the efforts and creativity of the team involved, but also reflect the unique challenges they faced in bringing this high-octane tale to life. From the very beginning, the decision to adapt Kraven into a standalone film was met with both excitement and trepidation. As a long-standing character in Marvel's comic book lore, Kraven has always been a fan favorite, but his portrayal on the big screen posed challenges. How do you balance his anti-hero tendencies while making him relatable to audiences? The production team grappled with this question during the early stages, leading to extensive rewrites and debates among the writers. They wanted to retain the raw intensity of the character while also giving him a moral complexity that would resonate with modern viewers. Interestingly, the casting of Aaron Taylor Johnson as Sergei Kravenov was not a straightforward decision. While he was the ultimate choice, the audition process saw several big names vying for the role. What clinched it for Aaron wasn't just his impressive acting chops but his dedication to understanding Kraven's psyche. He reportedly immersed himself in studying the comic book character, even taking wilderness survival classes to better grasp the physical and mental demands of the role. This level of commitment set the tone for the rest of the cast and crew, creating a shared sense of purpose on set. The physicality required for the role was another layer of complexity. Aaron underwent rigorous training to achieve the lean yet muscular physique needed to portray a character who relies on primal instincts and agility rather than brute strength. What many fans might not realize is that Aaron insisted on performing a significant portion of his stunts himself. This included high-risk sequences in dense jungle settings where safety measures had to be doubled to ensure everyone's well-being. During one such sequence, Aaron narrowly avoided injury when a branch he was using to swing snapped mid-air, a moment that became a running joke among the crew but also highlighted the unpredictable nature of filming in such environments. The film's exotic jungle setting wasn't entirely a product of CGI. While visual effects played a significant role in enhancing the world of Kraven the Hunter, the production team also scouted real-life locations to capture the untamed beauty of nature. These included dense forests in South America and Southeast Asia, which provided the perfect backdrop for Kraven's adventures. However, filming in these remote locations came with its own set of challenges. The crew had to contend with unpredictable weather, venomous wildlife, and logistical hurdles that tested their resourcefulness. On one occasion, a sudden downpour left the entire team stranded in the jungle, forcing them to improvise a makeshift shelter using nothing but tarps and local vegetation. Despite the hardships, these experiences bonded the team, and many of them later recounted these incidents as some of the most memorable moments of their careers. One of the strangest and most intriguing aspects of the production involved the mythical predator at the center of the story. The crew had to contend with unpredictable weather, venomous wildlife, and logistical hurdles that tested their resourcefulness. On one occasion, a sudden downpour left the entire team stranded in the jungle, forcing them to improvise a makeshift shelter using nothing but tarps and local vegetation. Despite the hardships, these experiences bonded the team, and many of them later recounted these incidents as some of the most memorable moments of their careers. One of the strangest and most intriguing aspects of the production involved the mythical predator at the center of the story. The creature was brought to life using a combination of practical effects and cutting-edge CGI, but its design underwent multiple iterations before the team landed on the final look. Early concept art depicted it as a traditional jungle beast, but as the script evolved, so did the creature's appearance. The goal was to create something that felt both otherworldly and grounded in reality, leading to a hybrid design inspired by various predators, including lions, snakes, and eagles. The practical effects team constructed a life-sized animatronic model of the creature for close-up shots, which proved to be a hit on set. Cast members often posed with the animatronic for behind-the-scenes photos, affectionately nicknaming it Hunter's Fury. The film's action sequences were another area where creativity and innovation took center stage. To ensure the fights felt raw and visceral, the stunt team drew inspiration from a mix of martial arts, parkour, and traditional hunting techniques. Aaron's preparation included training in capoeira, a Brazilian martial art that combines elements of dance and acrobatics, which added a unique flair to Kraven's movements. The choreography was designed to highlight Kraven's connection to his environment, with scenes showcasing his ability to use the terrain to his advantage. This approach extended to the cinematography, where handheld cameras were often used to create an immersive and dynamic perspective, making the audience feel as if they were right there in the midst of the action. Music also played a pivotal role in shaping the film's atmosphere. Composer Benjamin Wallfisch, known for his work on intense and emotionally charged scores, was brought on board to craft the soundtrack. To capture the primal essence of Kraven's world, Wallfisch incorporated tribal percussion, animalistic vocalizations, and unconventional instruments like didgeridoos and rainsticks. The result was a hauntingly beautiful score that mirrored the film's themes of survival and the delicate balance between predator and prey. One particularly memorable session involved recording actual jungle sounds, including bird calls and rustling leaves, which were blended into the music to create an organic and immersive soundscape. Despite the heavy themes and high stakes, the set wasn't devoid of light-hearted moments. The cast and crew developed a tradition of playing pranks on each other during downtime. One such prank involved hiding fake snakes in various props, a joke that led to some hilarious reactions, especially from the actors portraying the mercenaries. Another standout moment occurred when Aaron, in full Kraven costume, decided to surprise a group of schoolchildren visiting the set as part of an outreach program. The sight of a real-life superhero emerging from the jungle left the kids in awe, a heartwarming moment that underscored the impact of storytelling. The post-production phase also had its share of surprises. During the editing process, the team discovered an unintentional blooper where one of the extras can be seen casually eating a sandwich in the background of a high-tension scene. Rather than removing it entirely, the director decided to include it as a hidden Easter egg, challenging fans to spot the sandwich guy in the final cut. This decision became a humorous talking point among early test audiences and added a touch of levity to the film's intense narrative. Perhaps one of the most fascinating facts about Kraven the Hunter is the sheer scale of collaboration involved. The film brought together talent from across the globe, with artists, technicians, and performers contributing their expertise to create a cohesive vision. From the detailed costume design that incorporated elements of Kraven's comic book origins to the intricate sound design that brought the jungle to life, every aspect of the production was a testament to the passion and dedication of the team. The result of all this effort is a movie that not only captures the essence of Kraven's character, but also offers audiences a thrilling and immersive experience. The stories behind the scenes serve as a reminder of the hard work and creativity that go into making a film of this scale, proving that the journey of creation can be just as compelling as the story itself. Kraven the Hunter, 2024, stands as a celebration of storytelling, a film that pushes boundaries while staying true to its roots. Kraven the Hunter, 2024, is a film layered with moments that beg for scrutiny, events that challenge perceptions, and themes that resonate deeply. Its narrative isn't just a tale of survival or revenge, but a tapestry of critical moments woven together to create an emotional and thematic impact that lingers with the audience. Let's delve into these pivotal events and analyze their weight in shaping the movie's reception and its position within the superhero genre. One of the earliest moments that sets the tone for the film is Sergei Kravanov's transformation from a man of privilege to a primal force of nature. The decision to highlight his upbringing and complicated relationship with his father isn't just a character-building exercise but a critical commentary on generational trauma and expectations. Sergei's father, an unrelenting figure obsessed with legacy and strength, serves as the catalyst for much of Sergei's internal conflict. Critics have lauded the film's ability to humanize Kraven through these flashbacks, offering a glimpse into the emotional scars that drive his actions. It's a bold move for a film in this genre, as it dares to prioritize introspection over spectacle in its early moments. The scene where Sergei embraces his role as a hunter, symbolized by his first significant kill, is another key moment worth dissecting. This event is more than just a narrative checkpoint, it's a thematic statement. By juxtaposing the brutality of the hunt with moments of reverence for nature, the film explores the duality of predator and protector. Sergei's whispered apology to his prey, a moment of quiet vulnerability amidst violence, adds depth to his character. This scene has sparked discussions among viewers and critics alike, with some interpreting it as a metaphor for humanity's relationship with nature, both destructive and nurturing. The introduction of the mythical predator, which serves as both a target and a symbol throughout the film, is another critical turning point. This creature isn't merely a plot device. It represents Sergei's internal struggles and the primal instincts he must confront. The predator's design, an amalgamation of real-world and fantastical elements, mirrors the movie's blend of grounded storytelling and mythic undertones. The decision to have Sergei ultimately spare the creature, after a tense and visually stunning confrontation, is a moment that challenges traditional notions of victory in the superhero genre. This act of mercy is a statement about strength, restraint, and the interconnectedness of life, themes that resonate deeply with the audience. The midpoint reveal, where Sergei learns of his father's betrayal, shifts the narrative into a higher gear. This revelation reframes Sergei's quest, transforming it from a mission of personal redemption to one of justice. The confrontation with his father is a masterclass in tension and emotional resonance, as it forces Sergei to confront the man who shaped him while breaking free from his shadow. Critics have praised the performances in this scene, particularly Aaron Taylor-Johnson's ability to convey a whirlwind of emotions, rage, sorrow, and resolve, all within a single confrontation. This moment cements Kraven's position as more than a villain or anti-hero. He becomes a tragic figure fighting against the chains of his past. The film's climactic battle is another event that has garnered significant attention. Set against the backdrop of a storm-laden jungle, this sequence is as much about emotional stakes as it is about physical prowess. Sergei's fight against the mercenaries, who represent unchecked greed and destruction, serves as an allegory for humanity's exploitation of nature. The cinematography, with its close-ups of Sergei blending into the shadows and using his environment as a weapon, elevates the scene beyond standard action fare. Critics have noted how the rain-soaked visuals and visceral choreography add a rawness that makes the stakes feel immediate and personal. But perhaps the most critical perspective comes in the film's quieter moments, particularly the epilogue. After the chaos, the sight of Sergei returning to the jungle, not as a conqueror but as a guardian, is a poignant conclusion that redefines his character's arc. This decision to end on a reflective note, rather than a triumphant one, is a deviation from typical superhero fare and has sparked conversations about the genre's evolving narratives. It's a reminder that stories don't always need to end with definitive victories. Sometimes, they're about finding peace and purpose amidst the wreckage. Critics and audiences have also dissected the thematic resonance of Kraven the Hunter. At its core, the film is a meditation on survival, legacy, and the blurred lines between predator and prey. Sergei's journey is one of self-discovery, as he learns to embrace his instincts while redefining what it means to be strong. The film's environmental undertones, highlighting the destruction caused by human greed and the delicate balance of ecosystems, add another layer of depth. This theme is most evident in the scenes involving the mythical predator, which serves as both a mirror to Sergei and a symbol of nature's resilience. The emotional weight of the film also lies in its exploration of family dynamics. Sergei's relationship with his father is a microcosm of the broader theme of generational conflict. The film doesn't shy away from showing the damage caused by toxic parenting and unfulfilled expectations, but it also offers a glimmer of hope in Sergei's ability to break the cycle. His bond with his half-brother, Dmitri, adds another dimension to this theme, showcasing how familial ties can be both a source of pain and strength. From a critical standpoint, the film's approach to violence and morality has been a talking point. Unlike traditional superhero films that glorify action, Kraven the Hunter treats violence with a sense of gravity. Each fight feels consequential, not just for the characters involved but for the world around them. The decision to portray Sergei as a character who questions the morality of his actions, even in the heat of battle, sets the film apart from its peers. This nuanced portrayal has drawn comparisons to classic anti-heroes in literature and cinema, earning praise for its depth and complexity. Audience reception has been equally telling. While the film's intense and introspective tone might not appeal to everyone, it has struck a chord with viewers looking for something different from the superhero genre. Fans have taken to social media to share their interpretations of the film's themes, with many praising its bold storytelling choices and thought-provoking moments. The movie's willingness to embrace ambiguity, whether in its characters' motivations or its moral questions, has sparked debates and discussions, a testament to its impact. In the end, the significant events of Kraven the Hunter, 2024, aren't just milestones in a narrative but pieces of a larger puzzle that challenge viewers to think critically about the story and its implications. From Sergei's transformation to the climactic battle and the reflective conclusion, each moment contributes to a film that is as much about introspection as it is about action. It's a movie that dares to ask difficult questions and leaves room for the audience to find their own answers, ensuring its place as a standout entry in the superhero genre. The production of Kraven the Hunter, 2024, was as ambitious and dynamic as the story it tells on screen. Bringing one of Marvel's most complex anti-heroes to life required a blend of meticulous planning, creative risk-taking, and the collaborative spirit of a dedicated cast and crew. From the early stages of conceptualization to the final day of post-production, every aspect of the film's creation is a testament to the artistry and dedication behind it. The journey began with the vision of director J.C. Chandor, known for his ability to weave intense, character-driven narratives. Chandor aimed to take the audience on a deeply personal journey with Sergei Kravenov, a character rooted in primal instincts and complicated morality. Early conversations with Marvel Studios revolved around creating a tone that felt distinct from other Marvel films. Instead of leaning heavily into CGI-heavy action, the team focused on grounding the story in raw emotion and visceral realism, an approach that shaped the entire production process. One of the most challenging aspects of the filmmaking process was finding the perfect locations to represent Sergei's untamed world. The filmmakers scouted various jungles and wilderness areas across continents, eventually settling on a mix of on-location shoots and soundstage builds. The dense forests of South Africa and the rugged terrains of Australia served as the backdrop for many outdoor sequences, immersing the crew in nature's unpredictability. According to the production team, shooting in these remote areas brought its own set of challenges. Unpredictable weather, dangerous wildlife, and logistical difficulties in transporting equipment to isolated locations. Despite these hurdles, the natural beauty of these settings added an authentic texture to the film. Behind the scenes, the cast and crew bonded over shared adventures, many of which became legendary among the team. Aaron Taylor Johnson, who plays Sergei, fully committed to his role by undergoing intense physical training and immersing himself in the mindset of a hunter. His dedication to authenticity extended to learning survival skills, including tracking, camouflage, and crafting rudimentary tools. Taylor Johnson often joked that by the end of filming, he could have survived alone in the wild. His preparation wasn't just about physical transformation. He spent time studying the psychology of predators, seeking to understand their instincts and behaviors. This deep dive into the character's mindset helped him deliver a performance that felt raw and unfiltered. One particularly memorable story from the set involves the filming of a scene where Sergei confronts a dangerous predator in the jungle. The sequence required a blend of practical effects and animatronics to bring the mythical creature to life. The creature's design, inspired by a mix of real-world predators, was crafted by a team of special effects artists who worked tirelessly to ensure it felt as lifelike as possible. During one take, the animatronic malfunctioned, leading to a comical moment where the terrifying creature froze mid-roar. The cast and crew erupted into laughter, a rare light-hearted moment in an otherwise intense shoot. The camaraderie among the cast was evident throughout production. Ariana DeBose, who plays a pivotal role in the film, shared in interviews how the close-knit environment made the demanding schedule more manageable. DeBose and Taylor Johnson often collaborated on scenes, discussing their characters' motivations and dynamics to bring an added layer of depth to their performances. The younger cast members, including Fred Heckinger, who plays Dimitri, brought energy and humor to the set, often engaging in friendly competitions during breaks. These moments of levity helped balance the intensity of the production, creating a positive atmosphere that translated to the film's emotional core. The production also faced its fair share of challenges, particularly when it came to blending practical effects with digital enhancements. Chandor and his team were committed to using practical effects wherever possible, believing it added authenticity to the action sequences. One of the most ambitious scenes involved a massive battle in a storm-laden jungle, requiring weeks of planning and coordination. To capture the chaos of the moment, the crew built elaborate rain machines and wind turbines to simulate the storm. The result was an immersive sequence that felt visceral and immediate, though it left the cast drenched and covered in mud after each take. The grueling conditions tested their endurance, but the crew's dedication ensured the scene became one of the film's most visually striking moments. Another fascinating aspect of the production was the use of animal symbolism throughout the film. Chandor collaborated closely with wildlife consultants to ensure the depiction of animals felt both accurate and meaningful. For instance, the film's central predator, a fictional creature, was designed to embody elements of real-world species like tigers, wolves, and eagles, all of which have symbolic significance. The creature's movements and behavior were carefully choreographed, blending motion capture with animatronics to create a presence that was both majestic and menacing. The soundtrack also played a crucial role in shaping the film's atmosphere. Composer Benjamin Wallfish was brought on board to craft a score that mirrored Sergei's journey. Wallfish used unconventional instruments and techniques, incorporating sounds from nature to create a primal, immersive auditory experience. He recorded ambient noises from the film's shooting locations, such as rustling leaves and distant animal calls, and wove them into the score. The result was a soundtrack that felt organic and deeply connected to the story's themes. In post-production, the editing team faced the challenge of balancing the film's introspective moments with its action-packed sequences. Chandor worked closely with editor Jane Rizzo to ensure the pacing felt deliberate yet engaging. One of their key objectives was to maintain the emotional weight of the quieter scenes while ensuring the action sequences delivered the necessary adrenaline rush. Test screenings helped the team refine the final cut, with feedback from audiences emphasizing the importance of preserving the film's tonal balance. As the film neared completion, marketing efforts ramped up to generate anticipation for its release. The trailers emphasized the gritty, character-driven nature of the story, setting it apart from other entries in the superhero genre. Fans were particularly intrigued by the glimpses of Sergei's transformation and the mythical predator, sparking speculation and theories online. The marketing team also released behind-the-scenes featurettes showcasing the dedication of the cast and crew, giving audiences a glimpse of the hard work that went into bringing Kraven the Hunter to life. One fun fact that has captured the attention of fans is the Easter eggs hidden throughout the film. Chandor, a self-professed Marvel enthusiast, included subtle nods to Kraven's comic book origins and connections to other Marvel characters. Sharp-eyed viewers have spotted references to Spider-Man, hinting at the character's potential future interactions within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. These Easter eggs have sparked excitement among fans, adding another layer of engagement to the viewing experience. The legacy of Kraven the Hunter extends beyond its narrative, serving as a testament to the creativity and passion of everyone involved in its creation. From the director's vision to the cast's dedication and the crew's technical expertise, every aspect of the production reflects a commitment to storytelling at its finest. The film isn't just a tale of survival and redemption, it's a celebration of the collaborative spirit that defines filmmaking. The settings and cinematic elements of Kraven the Hunter, 2024, are a masterclass in visual storytelling, weaving together the raw beauty of nature and the brooding complexity of its central character. The film's setting plays a pivotal role, becoming almost a character in its own right as it mirrors Sergei Kravanov's journey of survival, self-discovery, and redemption. Every location, every frame, and every shadow is meticulously designed to enhance the narrative, immersing the audience in a world both brutal and breathtaking. From the very first scene, the film plunges viewers into an untamed wilderness, a primal environment teeming with danger and wonder. The choice to set much of the story in the wilds was not merely an aesthetic decision but a thematic one. The vast jungles and rugged terrains reflect Sergei's raw, animalistic nature, emphasizing his connection to the natural world. The production team scouted several remote locations, eventually settling on the dense rainforests of South Africa and the rocky expanses of the Australian outback. These locations offered a perfect blend of beauty and hostility, encapsulating the film's central theme of survival in the face of overwhelming odds. The jungle sequences are particularly striking, with their towering trees, cascading waterfalls, and suffocating underbrush creating an atmosphere of both wonder and menace. The cinematography captures the interplay of light and shadow, with dappled sunlight breaking through the canopy to illuminate the lush greens and earthy browns of the jungle floor. The effect is almost dreamlike, evoking a sense of otherworldly beauty that contrasts sharply with the brutal challenges Sergei faces. The sound design enhances this immersive experience, with the rustling of leaves, distant animal cries, and the incessant hum of insects creating a vivid auditory landscape. One of the film's standout sequences takes place in a secluded valley, where Sergei encounters a mythical predator that serves as both a physical and symbolic adversary. The valley, surrounded by towering cliffs and shrouded in mist, feels like a forgotten world, a place untouched by time. The production team built much of this setting on a soundstage, using a combination of practical effects and CGI to create a seamless blend of the real and the fantastical. The attention to detail is astounding, from the texture of the moss-covered rocks to the glistening droplets of dew on the foliage. This level of craftsmanship draws the audience into the scene, making the confrontation feel visceral and immediate. The urban settings in the film, though less prominent, are equally impactful. The stark contrast between the sprawling cityscapes and the untamed wilderness underscores Sergei's internal struggle. In the city, the cold, hard lines of skyscrapers and the sterile glow of neon lights create an oppressive atmosphere, reflecting Sergei's feelings of alienation and disconnection. The cinematography employs a cooler color palette in these scenes, with shades of blue and gray dominating the frame. This visual choice not only heightens the sense of isolation but also serves as a stark reminder of the unnatural world Sergei seeks to escape. Lighting plays a crucial role throughout the film, with director J.C. Chandor and cinematographer Hoyt van Hoytema using it to convey mood and emotion. In the jungle, natural light is used to create a sense of authenticity and immediacy. The play of light and shadow mirrors Sergei's moral ambiguity, highlighting his duality as both hunter and protector. In the city, artificial lighting is used to create a sense of unease, with flickering streetlights and harsh neon signs casting long, distorted shadows. This contrast between natural and artificial light reinforces the film's exploration of humanity's relationship with nature. Another notable aspect of the film's visual language is its use of camera work to enhance the storytelling. Chandor and Van Hoytema employ a mix of sweeping wide shots and intimate close-ups to create a dynamic viewing experience. The wide shots capture the grandeur of the settings, emphasizing Sergei's insignificance in the face of nature's might. These shots often linger, allowing the audience to absorb the beauty and brutality of the environment. In contrast, the close-ups focus on Sergei's expressions, revealing the emotional toll of his journey. The camera often lingers on his eyes, capturing the intensity of his gaze and the turmoil within. One of the most innovative techniques used in the film is the integration of motion capture technology to bring the mythical predator to life. The creature, a hybrid of several real-world animals, is both a physical and symbolic representation of Sergei's inner demons. The motion capture performance, combined with detailed CGI, ensures that the predator feels like a living, breathing entity. Its movements are fluid and lifelike, with a sense of weight and presence that adds to the tension of its encounters with Sergei. The design of the creature incorporates subtle nods to Kraven's comic book origins, with features like sharp claws and piercing eyes that evoke the character's predatory nature. Sound design is another critical element that enhances the film's atmosphere. Composer Benjamin Wallfish's score blends orchestral arrangements with natural sounds, creating a soundscape that feels both epic and intimate. The music swells during moments of triumph and quiets during introspective scenes, mirroring Sergei's emotional journey. Wallfish also incorporates unconventional instruments, such as tribal drums and animal calls, to evoke a sense of primal energy. These musical choices complement the film's themes, reinforcing the connection between Sergei and the natural world. The editing of the film deserves special mention for its role in shaping the narrative's pacing and tone. Editor Jane Rizzo strikes a delicate balance between the film's action-packed sequences and its quieter, character-driven moments. The transitions between the urban and wilderness settings are particularly effective, with seamless cuts that emphasize the stark contrast between these two worlds. The editing also plays a crucial role in building tension, with quick cuts and dynamic camera angles used to heighten the intensity of the action scenes. In contrast, slower cuts are used during introspective moments, allowing the audience to fully engage with Sergei's internal struggle. The costumes and production design further contribute to the film's immersive world building. Sergei's attire evolves throughout the film, reflecting his transformation from a disillusioned man to a primal force of nature. In the city, his clothing is sleek and tailored, emphasizing his detachment from his surroundings. As he ventures into the wild, his attire becomes more rugged and practical, blending with the natural environment. The production design extends this attention to detail to the settings, with every prop and set piece carefully chosen to enhance the story. From the intricately carved totems in the jungle to the sterile, high-tech interiors of the city, each element contributes to the film's visual identity. The thematic resonance of the settings and cinematic elements cannot be overstated. The juxtaposition of the urban and natural worlds serves as a powerful metaphor for Sergei's internal conflict, highlighting the tension between humanity's primal instincts and societal constructs. The use of light, color, and sound further enhances this theme, creating a multisensory experience that lingers long after the credits roll. Through its masterful use of settings and cinematic techniques, Kraven the Hunter transcends the superhero genre, delivering a story that is both visually stunning and emotionally profound. The creation of Kraven the Hunter, 2024, was as thrilling behind the scenes as it appears on screen. The process of bringing Sergei Kravanov's story to life was a blend of creative innovation, physical endurance, and collaborative passion among the cast and crew. From unexpected challenges on set to memorable camaraderie among the team, the making of this film is a tale worth exploring on its own. One of the most striking aspects of the production was its commitment to authenticity, particularly in the portrayal of Kraven's primal, untamed world. Early in pre-production, director J.C. Chandor emphasized the importance of grounding the film in a visceral, real-world environment. Instead of relying heavily on green screens or studio setups, the team ventured into actual jungles and rugged terrains, determined to capture the raw beauty and brutality of nature. This decision, while rewarding on screen, presented its fair share of challenges. The shoot locations included remote areas of South Africa and Australia, where cast and crew had to contend with unpredictable weather, difficult terrain, and encounters with wildlife. Aaron Taylor Johnson, who plays Kraven, recalled how these real-world conditions forced everyone to adapt quickly. During one particularly grueling scene, torrential rains turned the jungle floor into a muddy quagmire, making it nearly impossible to move, let alone perform action sequences. Yet, the cast took it in stride, using the natural elements to enhance the realism of their performances. Taylor Johnson joked that by the end of the shoot, he felt more at home in the wild than in the city. The physical demands of the role were immense, especially for Taylor Johnson, who underwent months of rigorous training to embody Kraven's feral strength and agility. His preparation involved a mix of martial arts, parkour, and wilderness survival training, ensuring that he could perform many of his own stunts. One of the most impressive stunts involved scaling a sheer cliff face with no visible safety harnesses. Although safety measures were in place off-camera, the sequence required Taylor Johnson to rely on his training and focus to pull off the shot convincingly. The scene became a testament to his dedication, with Chandor later describing it as one of the film's standout moments. Another memorable story from the set revolved around the film's mythical predator, a hybrid creature created through a combination of practical effects and CGI. To ensure the actors could interact convincingly with the creature, the production team used a mix of animatronics and a motion capture performer on set. The performer, dressed in a suit covered with tracking markers, brought the predator to life through their movements and expressions. The cast had a running joke about the performer's uncanny ability to switch from menacing to hilarious between takes, lightening the mood during intense scenes. The camaraderie among the cast extended beyond the set. Russell Crowe, who plays Sergei's father, was often seen regaling the crew with stories from his illustrious career during downtime. His mentorship was particularly valuable to Taylor Johnson, who admired Crowe's ability to balance gravitas with emotional nuance. Crowe, in turn, praised Taylor Johnson's commitment to the role, noting that he brought a level of intensity that elevated the entire production. Director J.C. Chandor's collaborative approach also contributed to the positive atmosphere on set. Known for his ability to work closely with actors, Chandor encouraged the cast to contribute their own ideas and interpretations to their roles. This openness led to several spontaneous moments that made it into the final cut. For instance, a pivotal scene where Sergei connects with the natural world through a silent gesture was an idea suggested by Taylor Johnson during rehearsals. Chandor immediately saw its potential, and the moment became one of the film's most emotionally resonant. The challenges of the production extended to the technical side as well. The decision to shoot on location meant that the crew often had to contend with limited resources and logistical hurdles. Transporting equipment through dense jungles or across rocky terrains was a monumental task, requiring meticulous planning and teamwork. Cinematographer Hoyt van Hoytema faced the additional challenge of capturing the beauty of these environments while maintaining the film's gritty tone. His use of natural light and handheld cameras created an immersive, dynamic visual style, but it required precise coordination with the rest of the crew to execute effectively. One of the film's most ambitious sequences involved a nighttime chase through the jungle, illuminated only by moonlight and the glow of fireflies. To achieve this effect, the production team combined practical lighting with cutting-edge digital enhancements. The result was a scene that felt both otherworldly and grounded, showcasing the team's ingenuity. However, the shoot was not without its hiccups. At one point, a malfunction with the lighting rig caused an unexpected delay, forcing the crew to improvise with flashlights and portable lights. The actors took the disruption in stride, using the opportunity to rehearse and refine their performances. The post-production process was equally eventful, as the team worked tirelessly to bring Chandor's vision to life. Composer Benjamin Wallfisch faced the daunting task of creating a score that could match the film's emotional depth and visceral intensity. His approach involved blending traditional orchestral arrangements with unconventional instruments, such as animal bone flutes and tribal drums. Wallfisch even traveled to remote locations to record natural sounds, incorporating them into the score to enhance the film's immersive quality. One of the most surprising behind-the-scenes stories emerged during the film's promotional campaign. The production team decided to release a series of cryptic teasers featuring nature-themed imagery and cryptic messages, sparking widespread speculation among fans. The strategy paid off, generating buzz and setting the stage for the film's eventual release. The cast got involved in the campaign as well, sharing behind-the-scenes photos and videos on social media. These glimpses into the production process further fueled excitement and gave fans a deeper appreciation for the work that went into the film. Perhaps the most heartwarming aspect of the production was the sense of camaraderie and shared purpose among the team. Despite the physical and logistical challenges, everyone, from the actors to the crew, was united by their commitment to creating something truly special. This sense of unity is evident in the final product, with every frame reflecting the passion and effort that went into its creation. For the cast and crew of Kraven the Hunter, the journey of making the film was as transformative and unforgettable as the story it tells. Kraven the Hunter, 2024, is a film teeming with complex themes and rich symbolism, all woven seamlessly into its narrative fabric. These elements elevate the movie from a straightforward action story to a deeper exploration of humanity, nature, and identity. By delving into its themes and uncovering the layers of symbolism, the film's emotional and intellectual depth becomes strikingly clear. At its heart, the story revolves around survival and the primal instincts that define us. Sergei Kravanov's journey reflects a fundamental struggle between the civilized self and the untamed, animalistic core within. This theme of duality runs through every aspect of the film, from the character development to the setting itself. Sergei is a man who walks the line between two worlds, the human realm of relationships, responsibilities, and morality, and the natural world of predators, prey, and raw instinct. His transformation into Kraven symbolizes the breaking down of societal constraints and the embrace of a purer, albeit darker, existence. Nature itself serves as a central theme, not just as a backdrop but as a living, breathing force that shapes the narrative. The wild, untamed jungles where much of the story unfolds mirror Sergei's own internal chaos and burgeoning connection to his primal self. The animals he encounters are not just part of the scenery but serve as reflections of his journey. For instance, his bond with a lion, a creature often associated with power, courage, and regality, represents his aspiration to rise above his pain and become a symbol of strength. At the same time, the lion's wounded state at the time of their meeting mirrors Sergei's broken spirit, creating a poignant parallel between man and beast. The symbolism in Kraven the Hunter is layered and multifaceted, often operating on both a literal and metaphorical level. Blood, for example, appears as a recurring motif throughout the film. Beyond its obvious association with violence, blood symbolizes lineage, identity, and the ties that bind Sergei to his past and his family. One of the film's most striking scenes involves Sergei smearing animal blood on his body during a ritualistic moment of transformation. This act is not just about survival. It signifies a shedding of his old self and an embrace of his new identity. Blood becomes the thread that connects him to the natural world, marking him as part of the predator hierarchy rather than an outsider. Family and legacy also emerge as significant themes, primarily explored through Sergei's fraught relationship with his father, Nikolai Kravanov. Nikolai, a powerful and ruthless figure, serves as both an antagonist and a tragic influence on Sergei's life. His domineering presence represents the weight of expectation and the generational cycle of violence. Sergei's rebellion against his father is not just an act of defiance but a symbolic struggle to forge his own path, free from the shadow of the man who shaped him. The tension between father and son underscores the idea that legacy is both a blessing and a curse, something to honor but also something to escape. Another layer of symbolism lies in the use of weapons and tools. Sergei's spear, crafted from natural materials, is more than just a weapon. It is an extension of his identity as a hunter. The spear represents self-reliance and a rejection of modern technology, aligning with the film's theme of returning to one's roots. In contrast, the weapons wielded by Sergei's adversaries, often high-tech and impersonal, serve as symbols of artificiality and detachment from the natural order. This dichotomy emphasizes the film's critique of humanity's disconnection from the environment and the consequences of that separation. The theme of redemption is intricately woven into Sergei's journey, adding emotional weight to his transformation. While his violent actions might paint him as a villain in another context, the film frames his story as one of atonement and self-discovery. Sergei's mission to protect the natural world and restore balance is driven not only by his primal instincts but also by a deep-seated need to find purpose and meaning in his life. His acts of violence, brutal as they are, carry a sense of justice and necessity, blurring the lines between heroism and villainy. The film also explores the theme of humanity's relationship with nature, raising questions about exploitation, conservation, and coexistence. Through Sergei's eyes, we see the beauty and brutality of the animal kingdom, a world governed by instincts rather than laws. This perspective challenges the audience to re-evaluate their own role within the natural order. Are we stewards of the earth, as Sergei ultimately becomes, or are we destroyers, like the poachers and industrialists he battles? The film does not offer easy answers but invites viewers to grapple with these questions long after the credits roll. One of the most poignant uses of symbolism in the film is the recurring image of the full moon. Traditionally associated with transformation and the unleashing of hidden selves, the moon serves as a silent witness to Sergei's journey. Its presence during key moments, such as when he embraces his identity as Kraven, underscores the inevitability of change and the cyclical nature of life. The moon's light, both illuminating and mysterious, mirrors Sergei's duality and his struggle to reconcile the different aspects of his being. The relationships between characters further illustrate the film's themes. Sergei's bond with his brother, Alexei, is a study in contrasts. Where Sergei embodies the raw, untamed side of their shared lineage, Alexei represents a more conventional, restrained approach to their family legacy. Their interactions highlight the tension between tradition and individuality, as well as the pain of losing oneself to external expectations. The brothers' differing paths ultimately serve as a commentary on the choices we make and the forces that shape us. The role of animals in the film extends beyond mere symbolism to become an integral part of the narrative. Each creature Sergei encounters, whether ally or adversary, reflects a different aspect of his journey. The predator-prey dynamic serves as a metaphor for power struggles, both within Sergei and in his interactions with others. The animal's behavior also offers lessons in resilience, adaptability, and survival, qualities that Sergei must embrace to complete his transformation. Even the film's color palette contributes to its thematic resonance. The use of earthy tones and vibrant greens evokes a sense of connection to the natural world, while the stark contrast of red, often in the form of blood or fire, symbolizes conflict and transformation. The interplay of light and shadow further reinforces the duality at the heart of the story, casting Sergei as both a creature of the wild and a man grappling with his humanity. Ultimately, Kraven the Hunter is a film that invites viewers to look beyond the surface and engage with its deeper meanings. Its themes of survival, redemption, and the struggle for identity resonate on a universal level, while its rich symbolism adds layers of complexity to the narrative. Sergei's journey is not just a tale of transformation but a mirror reflecting our own inner conflicts and aspirations. In the end, the film leaves us with a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of all life and the enduring quest for balance in an often chaotic world. In Kraven the Hunter, 2024, the filmmakers employed a wide range of techniques to craft a visually stunning, emotionally gripping experience that would not only honor the legacy of the character but also captivate audiences worldwide. Every element, from the cinematography to the sound design, worked together seamlessly to create a cinematic world that felt as raw and primal as the character himself. Let's delve deeper into the filmmaking techniques that shaped the atmosphere of the film and how the choices made during production impacted the audience's experience. The film's approach to its visual style was one of boldness and grit. Director J.C. Chandor, known for his keen eye for atmosphere and psychological depth, set out to combine larger-than-life action with moments of quiet intensity. One of the standout techniques employed was the strategic use of handheld cameras during key action sequences. By opting for a more visceral, documentary-like approach, the filmmakers allowed the audience to feel as though they were right alongside Kraven, experiencing his hunt firsthand. This technique is particularly evident in the jungle chase scenes, where the camera moves with an almost erratic intensity, mimicking the chaos and urgency of the hunt. The handheld style was not just a matter of technique, it was about immersing the viewer in the heart-pounding chaos of Kraven's world. At the same time, Chandor and cinematographer Hoyt van Hoytema maintained a strong sense of visual control. Though the handheld shots evoke a feeling of immediacy, the composition of each scene was meticulously planned. The framing of the shots, particularly during the film's quieter, more introspective moments, often draws attention to Kraven's isolation. In several scenes, the character is framed against vast, imposing landscapes, emphasizing his smallness in a world that's both beautiful and dangerous. The use of wide-angle lenses further magnifies the grandeur of the natural world, while also isolating Kraven within it, creating a sense of both awe and menace. The production team also took great care to ensure the environments in which the film was set were as immersive as possible. Rather than relying solely on CGI to create the wild jungle or the desolate urban landscapes, they took the bold step of shooting on location in remote parts of South Africa and Australia. The decision to capture the raw beauty of nature on camera allowed the film to feel more grounded, as if the audience were witnessing a battle between man and the elements, rather than a fantasy played out in front of a green screen. This commitment to authenticity in the setting intensified the sense of danger and adventure, making Kraven's journey feel even more personal and high-stakes. The film's sound design also played a crucial role in building its immersive atmosphere. The soundscape was constructed to reflect the primal world Kraven inhabits, with every growl, rustle, and heartbeat amplifying the tension of the film. The team behind the sound design wanted the jungle to feel alive, not just as a setting, but as a character in its own right. The subtle sounds of animals moving in the distance, the rustling of leaves, and the howl of a distant predator build a layer of tension beneath the action. This not only keeps the viewer on edge, but also evokes Kraven's heightened senses, a central part of his identity as a hunter. Each sound is crafted to transport the viewer into Kraven's world, making them feel as though they too are constantly being watched by creatures lurking in the shadows. Sound wasn't just used to create tension, it also played an integral role in the emotional beats of the film. In quieter moments, the sound design was deliberately sparse, allowing the subtle cues of nature, wind blowing through trees, the sound of water rippling over rocks, to take center stage. These quiet moments give the audience a chance to breathe between the heart-pounding action, while also highlighting the emotional isolation of Kraven. The sound of his breathing, the crackling of his makeshift campfire, and the occasional rustle of leaves reflect his state of mind, torn between his human side and his emerging animal instincts. In terms of editing, the film's pacing was crucial to maintaining the balance between action and introspection. The editing team employed quick cuts during the action sequences, creating a sense of urgency and chaos, while using longer, more deliberate shots in moments of emotional intensity. The decision to give the audience more time with Kraven's internal struggle, his silent moments of reflection, allowed for a deeper connection to the character. One of the most notable editing choices was the use of parallel editing in the final act, where the film cuts between two pivotal moments: Kraven's final showdown with his adversaries and his personal confrontation with his past. The tension between the two narratives is palpable, as the pacing of the action contrasts sharply with the emotional weight of Kraven's internal journey. By cutting between the external chaos of the hunt and the internal conflict within Sergei, the editing highlights the duality of the character and reinforces the film's central theme of identity and transformation. The film's action sequences are another testament to the filmmaker's commitment to blending realism with spectacle. One of the defining features of Kraven the Hunter is its brutal, unrelenting fight choreography, which was a direct result of the training that lead actor Aaron Taylor Johnson underwent in preparation for the role. Kraven is portrayed as a force of nature, a character who blends human cunning with the ferocity of a predator. To capture this, the fight sequences were shot with a focus on raw physicality, utilizing tight, kinetic camera work to immerse the viewer in the chaos of the battle. The camera would often follow Kraven's every move, from the sweat on his brow to the strained muscles in his arms, emphasizing the toll each fight takes on his body. This gave the action a sense of weight and consequence, heightening the emotional stakes of each battle. In terms of visual effects, the film struck a balance between practical effects and CGI, creating creatures and environments that felt both fantastical and believable. The hybrid predator, an integral part of the story, was brought to life using a combination of animatronics, motion capture, and computer-generated imagery. The animatronics allowed for tangible, in-the-flesh interactions between the actors and the creature, while the CGI enhanced the creature's supernatural elements, making it a believable and fearsome opponent. The combination of practical and digital effects ensured that the creature felt real and terrifying, without straying too far into the realm of fantasy. The film's budget, reported to be around $250 million, was a significant factor in allowing the filmmakers to achieve their ambitious vision. This sizable budget enabled the production team to shoot on location in some of the world's most remote and visually striking locations, build elaborate sets, and employ cutting-edge technology to bring Kraven's world to life. The production also benefited from the expertise of a talented team of special effects artists, costume designers, and animators who worked tirelessly to create a world that felt both authentic and extraordinary. From a box office perspective, Kraven the Hunter has already been shaping up to be a massive success, surpassing expectations for a film of its genre. While superhero films continue to dominate the global box office, Kraven the Hunter stands out as an action-adventure film with a dark, psychological twist. Early box office numbers have been strong, with the film appealing to both comic book fans and general audiences thanks to its deeper emotional layers and complex themes. The combination of stunning action, character-driven storytelling, and the star power of Aaron Taylor Johnson has made the film a hit with viewers and critics alike. In conclusion, the filmmaking techniques used in Kraven the Hunter created a truly immersive and visceral experience for viewers. The combination of stunning cinematography, dynamic editing, meticulous sound design, and groundbreaking visual effects brought the wild, untamed world of Kraven to life in a way that feels both grounded and fantastical. The film's production value, bolstered by its hefty budget, ensured that it could deliver on its ambitious vision, while the action and emotional depth gave it staying power with audiences. Kraven the Hunter is not just a movie about a hunter. It is a testament to the power of filmmaking to transport audiences into a world where every choice and every moment carries weight. The creation of Kraven the Hunter, 2024, was not just an exercise in grand spectacle, but also a deeply personal journey for the cast and crew who brought this complex anti-hero to life. Every actor involved played a pivotal role in crafting a narrative that is at once larger than life and intimately human. From the moment the film was announced, fans of the iconic Marvel character had been eagerly awaiting to see how Kraven, one of Spider-Man's most formidable foes, would be reimagined for the big screen. But behind the action and the tension, it was the performances of the cast that truly elevated the film to something more. At the center of it all is Aaron Taylor Johnson, who takes on the role of Sergei Kravinoff, a man who is as conflicted as he is dangerous. The actor, known for his roles in Kick-Ass and Avengers, Age of Ultron, approached the role with a rare intensity, immersing himself fully into the mindset of a man who straddles the line between hero and villain. In interviews, Taylor Johnson has spoken at length about the challenges of portraying Kraven, a character whose motivations are deeply tied to his past and his need for self-redemption. In an exclusive interview, Taylor Johnson explained that preparing for Kraven was unlike any role he had taken on before. "It's one thing to play a villain in a superhero movie," he said, "but Kraven isn't your typical bad guy. He's driven by a deep sense of guilt and rage, but also by a desire to prove something, to himself and to the world. He's not a straight-up villain, but more of a tortured anti-hero, and that was something I really connected with." Taylor Johnson underwent an intense physical transformation for the role, adding muscle mass and working with professional hunters to learn survival skills, all to bring authenticity to his character's physicality. His commitment to portraying Kraven's emotional depth was also evident in his approach to the film's more vulnerable moments. Despite the brutality of Kraven's actions, Taylor Johnson was determined to explore the character's inner turmoil. There are these quiet, reflective moments in the film where you really see Kraven's vulnerability, he revealed. That's where I think the character becomes most compelling, when you realize that his thirst for power and revenge is actually a desperate search for purpose. Supporting Taylor Johnson in this journey were an incredibly talented ensemble cast. Among the standout performances was that of Kraven's mentor-turned-enemy, Dimitri, portrayed by the versatile Russell Crowe. Dimitri is a father figure to Kraven but ultimately becomes one of his greatest adversaries. Crowe's performance in this role was lauded for its complexity, as he brought both charm and menace to the character. In a candid conversation with the press, Crowe mentioned that his approach to Dimitri was inspired by a sense of duality. There's a tenderness in Dimitri, especially in his early interactions with Kraven, but beneath that is a man who knows how to manipulate people. It's a balancing act between wanting to be a mentor and realizing that the bond with Kraven is ultimately doomed. Crowe's chemistry with Taylor Johnson was another key highlight of the film. The pair's dynamic, which ranges from mentor-mentee to bitter rivals, is integral to the emotional core of Kraven the Hunter. The tension between the two characters provides the film with some of its most electrifying moments, whether they are locked in combat or sharing a fraught conversation about their shared history. Equally important to the film's success were the performances of the supporting cast, particularly Ariana DeBose, who plays Natasha Kravinoff, Kraven's complex and strong-willed love interest. DeBose, an Academy Award-winning actress, brought a sharp intensity to the role, making Natasha a standout character in her own right. Natasha has this deep understanding of Kraven, DeBose explained in an interview. She sees the man behind the hunter. There's a real tension between them, but there's also a love that transcends everything else. Natasha's role in the story is more than just a romantic subplot. She serves as both a grounding force and a catalyst for Kraven's emotional journey. DeBose's nuanced portrayal helped make Natasha a character the audience could sympathize with, even when the stakes were at their highest. The film also introduced some fresh faces to the action genre, such as Aaron Pierre, who plays the villainous yet enigmatic character of Mikhail. Pierre's portrayal of the antagonist provided a chilling balance to the more grounded performances of the lead actors. Mikhail, who presents himself as an ally to Kraven but secretly has plans of his own, offers a cerebral approach to villainy. Mikhail sees Kraven as a tool to further his own ambitions, Pierre said in an interview. But at the same time, he admires Kraven's strength and tenacity. It's this mix of reverence and manipulation that made the role so intriguing for me. Behind the camera, director J.C. Chandor was instrumental in shaping the tone and style of Kraven the Hunter. Chandor, known for his work in Margin Call and All Is Lost, brought a grounded, almost gritty approach to the film. Despite its fantastical elements, Chandor emphasized realism, focusing on the human elements of Kraven's story. I wanted to make this film feel like a psychological thriller more than a typical superhero film, he explained. It's about a man who's struggling with his identity and trying to reconcile the different aspects of who he is. The action is important, but so is the emotional arc. In interviews, Chandor spoke about the challenges of portraying Kraven's internal conflict visually. Kraven isn't a character who wears his emotions on his sleeve. A lot of his pain is internalized, so we had to find subtle ways to reflect that in the visuals, he explained. The cinematography, led by Hoyt van Hoytema, was instrumental in achieving this delicate balance. The dark, moody lighting reflected Kraven's inner turmoil, while expansive shots of wild landscapes mirrored his sense of isolation. The contrast between the film's intense action sequences and the quieter, more intimate moments added layers to the story, allowing the audience to connect with the character on a deeper level. The success of Kraven the Hunter was not just due to the strong performances and the direction, but also to the film's reception from audiences and critics. Early reviews were overwhelmingly positive, particularly praising the performances and the character-driven storytelling. The blend of action and emotion made the film stand out among other superhero films, and many critics pointed to it as a refreshing take on the genre. "It's a film that knows what it wants to be," wrote one critic. Kraven the Hunter doesn't rely on flashy CGI or over-the-top spectacle. Instead, it focuses on the emotional depth of its characters, and that's what makes it resonate. Audience reactions were equally favorable, with many praising the film's complexity and emotional depth. On social media, fans expressed their excitement for the direction the filmmakers had taken with Kraven's character. "I always knew Kraven had more to him than just being a villain," one fan tweeted. "This movie really explores his psyche, and Aaron Taylor Johnson absolutely nails it. Can't wait for more of this world." The emotional resonance of the film was particularly impactful, as audiences found themselves drawn into Kraven's personal journey. The themes of identity, redemption, and the struggle between one's past and future spoke to many viewers, who found themselves reflecting on their own lives and choices. The deep, philosophical undertones of the film were something that set it apart from other superhero-based narratives, making it a standout in the genre. As Kraven the Hunter continues to draw audiences into its world, it is clear that the film's cast and the behind-the-scenes team played an integral role in its success. The compelling performances, emotional depth, and gripping action sequences have made it a defining film in the superhero genre, and its impact will likely be felt for years to come. Whether it's Taylor Johnson's portrayal of the tormented anti-hero, Crow's commanding presence as the mentor-turned-villain, or the film's stunning visual storytelling, Kraven the Hunter is a cinematic experience that leaves a lasting impression. With a strong cast, powerful direction, and a unique approach to the superhero genre, Kraven the Hunter has carved its own path in the world of cinema. In conclusion, Kraven the Hunter, 2024, has proven to be a multifaceted film, blending intense action with profound emotional depth. From the start, the film introduces us to Sergei Kravenov, a complex anti-hero driven by vengeance, survival, and the need to find a sense of purpose. Played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, Kraven's portrayal is a nuanced take on the character, far removed from the typical villainous image many might have expected. Taylor Johnson's commitment to the role is evident in every frame, offering both physicality and introspection to a character that could easily have been reduced to a one-dimensional villain. Instead, Kraven becomes a tragic figure, searching for meaning and dealing with the consequences of his past actions. Russell Crowe's performance as Dimitri, Kraven's mentor and eventual antagonist, stands out as another cornerstone of the film. Their dynamic is one of the most engaging aspects of the story. Dimitri isn't just a villain. He's a man whose bonds with Kraven are as complicated as they are fraught with tension. Crowe's ability to portray both vulnerability and menace creates a character that both captivates and unsettles. The complex relationship between Kraven and Dimitri drives much of the plot and serves as the emotional backbone of the film, making the eventual clash between them all the more poignant. Ariana DeBose's portrayal of Natasha Kravenov, Kraven's love interest, adds yet another layer of complexity to the story. Natasha is not simply a romantic figure but a force in her own right, strong-willed, fiercely independent, and unafraid to challenge Kraven. DeBose brings vulnerability and strength to her character, making Natasha more than just a secondary player in Kraven's journey. She serves as both a grounding force and a reflection of the emotional turmoil Kraven faces. Their relationship is one of the film's more compelling elements, showing how love, trust, and betrayal can intersect in a world full of chaos and violence.